what up? This is Doc Blake with Ethereal TV, bringing you the 131st episode of The Last Piece to the Puzzle. The motto for me is, still haven't changed, silver, gold, and cryptos equals freedom, because they are decentralized assets, and they're going to play an important part in the immediate, the short term, and the long-term futures. And let's take a look at the cover art. We have a lot going on. I know I haven't did a video in a little while, but that changes nothing for me. I'm never going away from crypto. I'm never straying off this path. If you want to call it a little bit of the bear market blues, but who hasn't been going through that? And as we continue to try to grow this channel, we all go through things and everything like that. So I'm not going to get into that, but let's talk about the financial collapse. On the cover art, we see alert financial collapse. We see a building in the back, which is just tumbling down. It looks like it was a controlled demolition. And then we also see, let me see. Why is this up? All right, there we go. We see SVB. And I know if you're in crypto, you've heard of SVB. It's directly impacted most of us, especially the people who like to dabble in a little bit of trading. It's funny because everybody was talking about Tether being the first crypto to stablecoin crypto to go under, stablecoin that Coinbase uses. So USDC over the weekend, started on Friday, has started to depeg from its $1 mark. I believe it got all the way down to 85 cents. So we're also going to talk a little bit about that and why that happened if you haven't heard yet. But I feel like this is a good time for me to start building momentum back up with the channel. Never going to stop doing what I do. But it's nice to take breaks and reevaluate and try to get everything in line. And I have been doing a little bit of trading. It's been going okay. You know what I mean? Ups and downs. Probably I made a little bit of money overall, but not enough to live off of it and stuff like that. So as you could imagine, but it's been fun. It's been exciting. It's something that I really love to do. I feel like I can get good at it. So that's kind of my spiel on where I've been and what's been going on with me. And so we have SVB, we have Bitcoin, we have a picture of me, we have the building collapsing. Let's get into everything. But first, of course, we're going to do some Ethereal house clearing. I did some recent updates on the Ethereal website. I added a Shopify store. So, if you're into, I was at a Bitcoin meetup about a week ago, and I took flyers and everything, telling those guys they were excited. I gotta check my emails, make sure they haven't hit me up for any t-shirts. But if you're a crypto person, it's important that we practice supporting each other's businesses, supporting each other's dreams as well, using Bitcoin as a medium of exchange to transact back and forth, to exchange our energies instead of using crony Ponzi scheme third party US dollar. We really need to live out Satoshi's vision and use Bitcoin as a peer-to-peer transaction system. And I will have more on that. I recently bought a website as well called exchangeclub.io. So I've been building. I'm definitely building big time. Actually, right now, we're going to be building with Ethereum. We're going to be building with Exchange Club. So if you're interested in any of that, the contact information will always be in the description of the video. I would love to get to know you. I'm going to another Bitcoin. It's a developer meetup that I went to. One of my friends kind of introduced me to it, and it was an awesome meetup. And I had my flyers, and they were very excited to get some of my flyers, saying, that they had some good ideas for t-shirts, potentially crypto-oriented, Bitcoin-oriented. But this was like a maxi club almost, not like, not just like a crypto club. These most of the people there were like super into Bitcoin, which I don't blame you. The longer I've been in crypto since 2018, the more I understand the mindset of Bitcoin maxis. I really do. Not that I think they're right. And I'm not a maxi. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I will say I like other coins, but I understand their mindset. Let's get into it about the financial collapse. This is the moment we've been waiting for. This is the moment that Satoshi made Bitcoin. I think the Bitcoin movement is the most important movement in the world right now, because the oppression that we experience is caused by a systematic failure. And what is that failure? It's a failure of money, actually. And money has become so important. We don't live off of the land. We don't live off of resources anymore. I mean, we do, but we need the money to obtain the resources. And this is why you can never have a fiat currency as a reserve currency. So we're all learning from this lesson. We all need to be learning from this lesson. It's a very important lesson, and we need to start to opt out of the system. And that's my idea with Exchange Club. We're seeing the results of an actual controlled demolition. There's a reason I put this building in the picture, because it's a controlled demolition. This is all by design. They want to back us into a corner, so basically they can implement something new. Most likely CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. Then they can monitor your transactions by the fractions of pennies, right? They can nano penny you. They can measure any transaction you do, turn your money off, turn it back on, just as we've seen what they did with Russia, with the SWIFT banking system. We cannot allow this. We need more people out here vocalizing this point of emphasis on the revolution. This is the revolution. I mean, there's tons of things going on. I get it. But when you start messing with people's ability to survive, when you start being able to make them have to go through a third party to obtain resources, it's obvious that we have a money problem, right? It's obvious. There should be nobody starving. This planet is super fertile. If people were allowed to grow food and understood the concepts, and kids were taught and had actual access to land from an early age and how to grow and prep, there wouldn't be people starving. But that's not the case. We live in a fiat-based monetary system, so therefore we have to operate accordingly, right? So you just don't come out with a place to live, that you own. That not that you own, but that you have access to, right? Some people will never own land in their lifetime. Not some. Many people will never own land in their lifetime. So they don't even have the choice or option to go obtain resources from the earth like God intended, which is obvious, right? But man puts his finger in everything, manipulates everything, and basically steers it the direction that those in power decide to steer it. So, all right, let's get into the price action. As you see, I can talk about this all day. So currently, USDC is popping back up, y'all. So if you sold it, you're looking like a fool. If you sold at 85 cents, you're looking like a fool. It's back up to 99 cents. Bravo. I did not sell my USDC. I've been holding it, hoping that this was going to happen. I figured because it's not their fault. This is a financial system fault, which is a great advertisement for Bitcoin, right? So let's see where we're at. Currently, we have Bitcoin back up to $22,066. We have Ethereum at $1,583. Binance coin is at $289. Might as well say it since it depegged. USDC is at 99 cents. XRP's been doing pretty well throughout all this madness. At 37 cents. I don't know what's going on with their court case. I heard they might be winning, something like that. Polygon is at $1.15. Chainlink is at $6.58. You all know I still love Theta. I own a few Theta tokens, not much. But that's how this game goes, right? But I still believe in Theta. It's going to be a monster. If you look who's involved with Theta, you have Samsung, Sony, Google, all the right players, right? So what we seen was a shakeout, a giant shakeout of everything in crypto because the big guys want to get in. So the only way they can get in is if the people who beat them to the punch allow them in. And not just that, you got to think also the US dollar is still the reserve currency. So when there's enough money on the table, people are going to take it off every time with something like crypto because we're not transacting in it, right? That's why it's important to use Bitcoin as a medium of exchange because that will take away their ability to continue every time the purse builds up. They drain the purse again. You know what I mean? So we get up to 70,000, then we come all the way back down to like 15K. That's people just pulling profits off so they can go buy their dream cars and yachts and properties and things like that. Bitcoin is a brilliant mechanism for that too. I did very well in the in the bull market, right? You know what I mean? So I'm one of those as well. But that's why you get in early, you dollar cost average. That's the mindset, that's the mechanism of a true investor, right? You get in early. And it's funny, all these old guys, Warren Buffett, there's another one, his best friend, I forget his name, are all coming out talking about, Bitcoin's trash and this and that. You got to understand how they made their money. They made their money off the Ponzi scheme fiat system. So Bitcoin operates against that. You know what I mean? So of course they don't like Bitcoin. If I was them, I wouldn't like it either because it's a threat to what they have established. Bitcoin is a threat to what the whole baby boomer generation established, at least the ones at the top, right? Which was making the United States dollar the reserve currency, printing as much of it, being able to use it to buy whoever you want. Number one, keyword, whoever you want, whenever you want, and you can do anything you want. And there's a lot of obscenities that I could throw in there, and basically anybody you want. As we seen with our CIA, agents who were like down in Brazil, sniffing coke off of titties and stuff like that. I can't get. I mean, I'm probably this video might not even post because of that, but I'll edit that part out. But that's the truth, man. The truth is, they don't, operate according to their own rules. It's like we can do this, but you can't, and that's how these big entities, these big organizations, these government agencies that we've allowed to just run wild with the American people's printing press. It's ours. We are the taxpayers. We're the hard workers. The government would not exist without us. At least that's how it's supposed to be, and it will be. It will be. I'm still optimistic. I really am. So let's do some charting because as I said, I've been trading. Recently it's been going well. So let's look at this channel, man. What a ride. We came all the way down here to let's see, 15.4k, 15,400. We stayed down there for like a little while, and bam, we came all the way back up to 25,000, right? And then, we stayed up there for a while, probably longer than we should have. We got up there quicker than we should have, which is why we seen such a harsh drop back down. And this was anticipated. When Bitcoin goes up that fast, that hard, it's not an experience, most likely a rapid fall back down. A pretty harsh fall back down, which is what we've experienced these last few days. So my thoughts on basically what we're going to see moving forward. I think we're going to come back up to about 22,400. We're most likely going to have a retest of at least 19.7k in my opinion. If we get back into this channel, that's huge. So let's just say we get back into this above this blue line at around 22,700. That is mega. That's huge. We might probably, and then you got to get some closes above that. You got to get some daily closes. This is what you want to look for. Daily closes above, I would say, $2,580. A daily close above that is very bullish. And we'll probably head all the way back up to the top of this channel at probably like around 28,000, which is a lot of people have predicted that. So is this a quick little fake out? I don't think so. There's too much going on. You have SVB, you have USDC, but this is a short squeeze. Obviously, everybody started going short with all this bearish news. What happens in a short squeeze is, when people are shorting and then they close their shorts, they have to buy that asset. So it creates this immaculate upward pressure that normally, as we've been seeing lately, just skyrockets. And you don't want to get caught in that. I know what it's like. Believe me, you don't want to get caught in that short squeeze. So that's what I believe what we're seeing now. I would almost call this like a dead cat bounce, what a lot of people call. So I wouldn't get overly bullish here. And plus we came up really quick again. So these are like, they just look like short squeezes. So I'm saying if we get a close above 22,500, look to possibly put it along there. If we get rejected, which is what I believe is going to happen, I think we're going to retest 18.7K. I really do. I could be wrong though, obviously, you know what I mean? But I do think we are, but we don't have to. So but if we do, I'm looking for 16, 17, 18K to really accumulate some Bitcoin, right? That's my dream. That's what I would like to do. I think we'd all like to do that, and to put in a couple longs down there. You know what I mean? So that's, and it's not like I want that to happen. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. So you can't go in there with that mindset where it's like, oh, because I want this to happen, I'm thinking it's going to happen, right? No, you got to be very loose and ready to change mindsets really quick. As I'm learning with trading, I say I've been trading probably for a year, like sporadically, not consistently, besides these last I would say 3 months, 4 months of my life. But I'm learning every day. I feel like I'm getting much better at it. I'm seeing things in the charts way clearer. So you got to put your time in if that's what you want to do. But other than that, just dollar cost average. Dollar cost average, take your time. Unless you're trading these things, then that's when it matters to you. But if you're not, it really doesn't matter. So yeah, and I'm like doing this, and I'm like looking at the charts right now, and I'm like, it's looking juicy for some moves right now. But that's my charting for today. I really only think it's only necessary to chart Bitcoin at this time. When Bitcoin does its thing, then you want to start paying attention to other coins and maybe diversify some of your Bitcoin. Like, that's what I want to do again. I want to diversify Bitcoin into Theta, but I know Bitcoin's going to have to reestablish itself before it's time for me to buy Theta again, right? So, and that's what I did last time, and it was a beautiful, beautiful sequence of events. So this whole cycle is going to repeat. I do believe we have bottomed, but we may not have. So you got to be really, really careful, right? We may not have quite bottomed yet. But I do think we have. That's my opinion. 15.4, 15.1K or whatever we came down to potentially was the bottom. Anywhere from here is a great time to dollar cost average. I do think we eventually see that 100K Bitcoin probably in 2024 sometime. At the mid 2024 would be my guess for 100K. And then we might run all the way up to, I would say, 400K. That's my projection right now. I do think this is going to happen within the next 2 to 3 years, 100K to 300, 400K. And by 2030, I would say we'll probably be chilling around, at least depending on what market we're in. If we're in a bull market, we could be up to 350, 400. If we're in a bear market, I would say back down to 99,000 to 100K Bitcoin. And that's to 2030. You know what I mean? Like, so 7 years from now, in my opinion, it's looking really optimistic. So I want to go into a little bit of this, let me see. SVB. Apparently, the regulators have decided to hold a auction for Silicon Valley Bank. Let's see. Regulators are auctioning Silicon Valley Bank as part of a broader effort to contain the fallout from its failure on Friday. Treasury officials confirmed the auction to lawmakers and staff on a Sunday afternoon call. According to people familiar with the matter, saying bids were expected by 2 p.m. Eastern Time, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corp seized Silicon Valley Bank on Friday after a run on deposits doomed its effort to raise fresh capital and shore up its finances. Regulators are trying to find buyers for the bank in an effort to repay depositors. In addition to the auction, regulators are considering other potential steps that could include deeming the failure to be a systemic risk to the financial system. People familiar with the matter said this could give regulators greater flexibility in terms of both making a deal for the bank and how its uninsured depositors are treated. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said on CBS Sunday that an acquisition was one possible step regulators could take, adding that the government's policy response would be aimed at protecting depositors. We are concerned about depositors and are focused on trying to meet their needs, she said. So, panic has broke out. This is the 16th largest bank in the United States. This is not a small deal. Some people are acting like this is not a big deal. This is a huge deal. You're talking about $209 billion in assets. Just poof, pow, gone. So tomorrow is a huge day. It's also a huge day for the trading markets, in my opinion, because these answers, we're going to see a lot of what just pans out. You know what I mean? The fallout of this. I think because of this, the Federal Reserve is going to slow interest rate hikes. So if we slow interest rate hikes, or let's say we do another 25-point basis hike, that's expected. But literally, we're seeing the results of raising interest rates, destroying and collapsing the economy, y'all. That's what's causing this. Will they continue to do this? Probably, but for how long, we don't know. And I think this has Wall Street as well as cryptocurrency people kind of excited, if you're in the same boat as me, because I'm seeing things play out. I'm seeing their bullcrap financial system to starting to shred apart. And I know it's a controlled demolition, but we do not have to accept a CBDC, right? We can opt out. We can use Bitcoin. We can demand that our regulators, our government uses Bitcoin. And when this happens, it's the perfect opportunity to stand up and say, look, we need a new reserve currency. We need gold, silver, Bitcoin, all tied to a basket of some sort to represent the dollar. You cannot print things out of thin air and buy real resources with it. You can't print unlimited amounts of fiat currency. Like, they know this, and they don't want to let go of their power. These dinosaurs in office, these dinosaurs that are your regulators, refuse to lose their power. So this was a complete smash and grab job by the bigger banks, the big institutions, your government itself, to create panic, create havoc, so they can step in and be the heroes once again, when actually they're zeros. We should not be approving any of this right now. I'm for the depositors to get their money back, but where's that money coming from? Where's that money coming from? It's going to be printed. What's printing more money going to do? It's going to cause inflation. You know, it's a never-ending cycle. There's no way out of this. Stack your gold, stack your silver, stack your crypto. And, you know, I gave you all my opinions on this. I think I'm going to be pretty accurate. I study this daily. So that's my, that's my take on it, I'm going to have to say. Let me see if there's anything else in this article. I'm not really big into reading these articles, man. I'm not even going to lie. I already feel like I know what's going on. I've studied enough. So this is going to happen to other banks. I will tell you that. I think SVB is the first bank recently that this is happening to, but it's going to repeat, wash, rinse. You know what I mean? That whole cycle over and over again until they create enough panic to implement their new financial system, which is exactly what they want to do, in my personal opinion. So let me make sure there's nothing else. You get it, right? You get it. It's all corruption. You get it. So this is your boy Doc Blake with Ethereal TV. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.